All right, guys, we're going to learn some countries in Asia. Let's see how we do. Okay, so Georgia. Here's the way I like to remember this. I'm going to try to make that thing on the bottom go away. All right, here we go. Okay, so Georgia is just above this big brown country right there. That is Turkey. So there's a few things to learn about this area. So Turkey's the big brown one, and the Turkey has an arm, which is Armenia. That's that little red one right next to it. So Turkey, arm. All right, and there's two ways to remember Georgia. The first one is our turkey's name is Georgia. So the little yellow one, that's the head of our turkey. And the turkey's name's Georgia. So you have Georgia, Armenia, and Turkey right there. And the turkey's arm waves Bajan, which is Azerbaijan, the little teal country just to the side of it. Okay. Another way to remember Azerbaijan is azure means blue. And it's feeling blue because it's not over with its friends, the Stans, which we'll learn about in a minute. It's also near the water, so that helps as well. So Georgia, we're going to go ahead and click. Boom, Georgia. Another way to remember Georgia is Georgia loves her turkey so much she's laying on top of it. Okay. Bahrain. Let's go over by Bahrain. Okay. Bahrain is this little tiny country that's circled right there. If you notice, it's kind of in the shape of a teardrop. Okay. Taylor Swift fans in the class, I'm sure we've got at least one. So if you ever heard her song, He's the Reason for the Teardrops on My Guitar. So this is Qatar. The one underneath Bahrain is Qatar. Okay. Rain, same shape as a teardrop. So Bahrain. Okay. There we go. So in a minute when we find Qatar, it'll be by Bahrain. All right, Armenia. Oh, hey, oh, look, we already talked about it. It's the arm of our turkey. Okay, wonderful. Jordan. Let's go over to Jordan. Okay, Jordan is next to Israel. Israel's the one on the coast right there that's kind of the brown, and that has a couple little spots of yellowy orange in it. Okay, Jordan is the green one right here. Boop. That has kind of an R shape to it. Sorry, you're going to get all of my reminders right there. Okay, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is just off the coast of India. Okay. East Timor. This is where Timon lives when he is not in his movie. So it's to the far east. Okay, and it's tiny, so it's kind of trembling as a tremor or a Timor. This is where Timon lives. Okay, Azerbaijan. We already talked about Azerbaijan. Azer means blue. It's blue because it's not with its friends, the Stans. Or it's what Turkey's waving goodbye to. Turkey's waving bye, John. Azerbaijan. Okay. United Arab Emirates. Okay, so this big country right here, kind of by Bahrain and Jordan. That really big one is Saudi Arabia. Okay. Next to it is the United Arab Emirates. Boop. It kind of looks a little bit like a U in its shape. That's the best I've got as far as memorization on that. I'm sorry. Philippines. The Philippines, if you tilt it to the side a little bit, which I can't do, but it looks kind of like a fish. You have its tail up here and its mouth down there, and then a little fin on this side, and its flippers down below. There's a lot of fishing in the Philippines. Here, we're going to zoom out. Okay, so this is the Philippines. Uzbekistan. Okay, Uzbekistan. Above it, you've got Kazakhstan, which is the really big yellowy one. Okay, Uzbekistan is the brown underneath it. It oozed down from Kazakhstan, or you can remember it, it just has a U, so it's under Kazakhstan. Okay, Malaysia. Malaysia has malaise, which means it's sad. So it's on the bottom part of Asia. Okay, and it's lazy. It's laying on Indonesia. Okay, it's those two yellow bits right there. Vietnam. I don't have a good way to memorize it, but it's just on the side. It hangs out with like Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. Oh, Thailand, speaking of which. Okay, Thailand right here. It's in a heart because we all love our chicken thighs, right? They're delicious. Thailand. There you go. It's in the shape of a heart. Turkey. Oh, bless you, Turkey. We've already talked about you. Turkey is significant because it is our connector between Europe and Asia. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit in both. All right, lovely. Singapore is one of our tiniest countries in the world. It's just right there on the tip of Malaysia. A teeny tiny country. Kuwait. Two ways to remember it. Either we cannot wait to hear Taylor Swift sing about the tears on her guitar, or this kind of looks like an armpit right here, and it is our armpit country, so it is sweating on our guitar. It's not Bahrain, it's sweat. It's a drop of sweat now. All right, Iraq is like a rock. Dun 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 dun. Okay, it's just kind of holding that part steady. It's on the pivot point. Okay, Bhutan is like a button. Brunei sits in Malaysia. So Bruno and Mala hang out and they lay on Indonesia. Turkmenistan looks longingly over at Turkey. It wants to be with its friend Turkey. But it's a stand, so it has to stay with its friends, the stands. But Turkmenistan just looks across the water at Turkey. All right, Yemen. We've got our men here. Okay, so these two countries right here are our men. And what do men say but yo? So you have Yemen and Oman. Yemen goes first because yo. That's what comes first in yo. Saudi Arabia. There's a giant one right there. Afghanistan. All right, here's story time. Okay, so Afghanistan is in the red. Pakistan is our blue. India is our yellow. And Nepal, which where Everest is our green right here. Okay, kind of by the little button. All right, so our Afghans pack up to walk through India to climb Everest. Okay. All right, China is ginormous. If you don't know which one China is, just memorize it. It's easy. All right, Laos. Sweet. So notice that Laos is the name for multiple lice. Or maybe it's a singleton for lice, but it's a form of the word lice, okay? Like to delouse. So these lice, these louse, are getting on my last nerve. This is what a nerve looks like. I'm sure you can see the resemblance of louse and lice. Okay. So this is louse because lice get on our last nerve. Oh, here's our other man. Wonderful. Yo. Oh, man. All right. Syria. You sear your turkey with a fire below. So Syria. Mongolia lies on top of China. This is where Genghis Khan came from. All right, Cambodia. It looks like a camera body. So there you go, Cambodia. Qatar. Oh, finally, the teardrops on my Qatar. Wonderful. Myanmar. All right, so anytime you went with an ia, like Malaysia, or you have a mar at the end, that usually means like ocean, sea, water. So you can tell it's going to usually be there. Anyway, Myanmar is this big one right next to Thailand and Laos. Indonesia is what Malaysia is laying upon. Lazy Malaysia, because they're laying. Malaysians are really quite hardworking, but the name is going to be lazy. All right, North Korea, South Korea. That was convenient. All right, India, right there. Kyrgyzstan. All right, so this one's a little trickier. So this big yellow one is Kazakhstan. Okay. The little one behind, or just below it, is its little brother, Kyrgyzstan. So you have Kyrgyzstan and you have Kazakhstan. Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Okay, so it's Kyrgyzstan. Bangladesh. Sorry, someone is doing a blender in the other room, if you can hear that. Bangladesh is right here. They share a fairly similar culture with India. So, anyway, I don't know a better way. They're banging. Sorry, I remembered. I had a thought. They are banging on the door of India because they also want to go see Mount Everest. So Bangladesh is banging on the door of India. Maldives. Okay, so Maldives are these beautiful little islands. You can also call them the Maldives, because this is what it looks like in the Maldives. Like, oh my goodness gracious. So incredible. Okay. So you would want to go diving in the water. Maldives. Kazakhstan. Okay. We're just going to say it very abruptly like that. Oh, Pakistan. Okay, we're packing. Remember that Afghans are packing to go see Everest. So they're packing to walk through India to go see Everest in Nepal. All right, Iran. So you have your Iraq. And Iran is its friend. So you run from the rock. Okay. As it's being thrown at you. Taiwan. All right, a lot of these islands, they're in groupings, right? There's quite a few of them. But Taiwan only has Taiwan. All right, Nepal. Ooh, buddy, I've mentioned you. Okay, so this is where Everest is. So that mountain range is what separates China and India. Okay, so you have Everest right there in Nepal. That's what everyone's trying to get to. Bangladesh is banging on India's door to get to Nepal. Afghans are packing their bags to walk through India to get to Nepal because they all want to see Everest. Okay, Palestine. I like that they kind of separated this one just because it will help us in our discussions on issues in this area. Okay, so Palestine is the yellow in the middle of Israel. Okay, Lebanon is Lebanon on Israel. They're Lebanon, Israel. Okay, Tajikistan, if it's our stands, they're all got to be together because they just love each other so much. They're buddies. They're like, hey, our moms all named us the same. We got to be the stands together. All right, Tajikistan. Someone said it reminds them of Afrikistan because it looks like legs kind of dancing. I don't know how I feel about that. Or like someone laying on their side, like, I don't know, dancing or something. But that's Tajikistan. Okay. Japan is just off the coast of China. Israel. We just talked about you, my dear sweet Israel. Okay. Remember Jerusalem. All right. We're going to talk about it quite a bit in our lesson on world religions. And Russia. Fun fact. Apparently, yeah. So Russia is by far our biggest. Okay, wonderful. Oh, apparently I clicked somewhere I shouldn't have on accident at some point. Anyway, you get the point though.